During my father's funeral, my uncles didn't realize I could hear them. The fool has no idea we changed Dad's will last month, they said. Everything goes to us instead of that disappointment, they added. They were laughing next to my father's casket. I got angry and said nothing. This morning, my phone blew up with 26 missed calls from all of them. Honestly, never thought I'd be posting here, but I need to get this off my chest. Sorry for formatting issues, typing this on my phone in Dad's bathroom. Yeah, it's that kind of morning. My dad passed away last week. He fought pancreatic cancer for 8 months. He was 63, too young. Cancer doesn't care about retirement plans, I guess. Dad and I had a complicated relationship, not the hugging type. More the get up, stop crying, figure it out kind of father. Beneath that tough love was a solid respect between us. He pushed me because he believed I could handle it. I choose to believe that now. The funeral was yesterday at Oak Memorial, standard stuff, closed casket. Dad looked like hell at the end, his words, not mine. He made me promise no gawking at his corpse, as he put it. About 40 people there. Dad wasn't Mr. Popular, but had his circle. After the service, I needed a minute alone, just overwhelmed, numb mostly. 8 months of watching someone fade is emotional sandpaper, wears you down. I wandered into a side room off the main hall. Funeral home had alcoves with chairs. Sank into an overstuffed armchair in the corner, closed my eyes, just breathed. That's when I heard them. The connecting door to the viewing room was cracked open. My uncles Thomas and Beckett came in, their voices floating through. Uncle Thomas mid-sentence, and the way he looked at me during the service. Like I'm supposed to feel sorry for him or something. He's always been soft, he said. Uncle Beckett replied, Walter takes after his mother, not our side. I froze. They were talking about me, should have made my presence known. Something in their tone. I stayed still. Thomas said, the fool has no idea. We changed Dad's will last month, he added. I could hear his smile. Everything goes to us instead of that disappointment, he said. They stood next to Dad's casket, laughing. He thinks he's getting the house, the business. Everything, Beckett added. Wait till Monday when Bill reads the will. The look on his face will be priceless, he said. Best decision we ever made, Thomas said, catching Dad doped up on pain meds. He'd sign anything by then, he added. My blood went cold, room spinning. They manipulated my dying father when medicated. I gripped the armrest, knuckles white. Walter couldn't run a lemonade stand, Beckett said. Dad's company would be bankrupt in a year with him, he added. Thomas laughed. It's not his problem anymore. I told Maureen we won't need her after next week. No reason to keep Dad's charity cases on payroll, he said. Maureen, Dad's housekeeper 15 years, helped during chemo. They're firing her. I sat shaking with rage, hands trembling, but didn't say a word. Didn't burst in, confront them, just listened. They plotted to steal my inheritance. Eventually someone called. They left. I sat 20 minutes processing. Wanted to beat them in the parking lot. Their laughter by Dad's casket burned in my brain. Didn't, Dad said. Never start a fight until you know how to end it. I had no clue what to do. Made it through the funeral, accepted condolences. Nodded at, he was a good man, thanked everyone. Uncles watched with smug smiles. They thought they'd pulled one over on me and Dad. After, I drove to Dad's house. Our house, I grew up there. Every corner holds memories, good and bad. Dining room where Dad drilled math, backyard where he taught me football badly. We weren't athletic. Garage where we restored an old Chevy when I was 16. Found Maureen in the kitchen, eyes red from crying, startled to see me. Oh, Walter, she said, wiping her face, just cleaning up a bit. You okay? I asked, though she wasn't. She shook her head. Your uncles stopped by before the funeral, she said. Told me to look for another position. They'll take over after the will's read, she added. They won't need me, she said. I felt rage building again. They have no right, I said. She interrupted. It's okay. Your father prepared me, said those vultures would swoop in when he was gone, she said. She tried to smile, didn't reach her eyes, thought we'd have more time. We talked. Dad worried about his brothers for months, Maureen said. They visited more when Dad got sick, only when I wasn't there, brought paperwork. Insisted on privacy. Maureen mentioned a safety deposit box, no details. Just Dad kept papers there, away from the house. Stayed at Dad's last night, couldn't go to my empty apartment. Fell asleep on the couch at 3 a.m. after old photo albums. Woke to my phone blowing up, 26 missed calls from Thomas, Beckett, their wives, cousins. 40 texts asking where I was, demanding I call back. Haven't responded, something happened, they're panicking. First time since their laughter I felt something besides rage, hope. Whatever's freaking them out might help me fight back. I'm not letting them steal what Dad wanted me to have. Not letting them fire Moran or anyone loyal to Dad. Dad taught me to pick battles, wait for the moment, not throw the first punch unless I can end it. That moment's coming sooner than they expect. Update when I know why they're desperate. Something tells me this is just the beginning. Update 1, thanks for the support on my last post, didn't expect so many to care. Your comments helped me feel less crazy about this family drama. 26 missed calls, checked voicemails at noon yesterday after ignoring them. Most were Thomas Beckett, demanding I call back ASAP, urgent family matter. Last one, Thomas yelling, stop being childish, answer your damn phone. Childish, rich from someone giggling by Dad's casket. Didn't call back, texted Diego, friend since middle school, my go-to for advice. He knows legal stuff, trust me, he's the guy you want in your corner. While waiting, went through Dad's home office, not sure what I was looking for. Room smelled like him, coffee, weird pine hand sanitizer he loved. Reading glasses on the desk, half-filled crossword puzzle. Remembered our last real talk, 3 weeks before he died, before pain meds took him. I tried getting him to eat, hospital protein shakes smell like cardboard. He grabbed my wrist, strong despite everything, said he needed me to understand. Thomas and Beckett have been sniffing like vultures, he said. They were jealous Granddad left me the business, not split 3 ways, he added. He'd made arrangements to protect what's mine, needed my promise to fight if they tried anything. Thought he was paranoid from meds, now realize he was lucid, warning me. Diego showed at 2, I unloaded everything, funeral, Moran, 26 calls. He took notes on his phone, didn't interrupt when done, asked about Dad's nurse. Remembered Kendra, home nurse last 2 months, young, colorful scrubs, lo-fi beats. Dad liked her, said she didn't treat him like glass, had her number, called her. She was surprised, super helpful, uncles visited multiple times in Dad's final weeks. Only when I wasn't there, insisted on private time, even when Dad was heavily medicated. Last visit, when they got him to sign the new will, Dad wasn't conscious. Kendra walked in to check vitals, saw Thomas holding Dad's hand, guiding a pen. Across a document, Beckett and a stranger watched, she thought it weird, family business. Told Moran, who tried calling me, I was in traffic, missed it. By the time I called back, Dad had a bad night, got lost in chaos. Diego was about to speak, phone blew up again, Thomas Beckett from Thomas's house. Almost ignored, Diego said answer record, one-party consent state legal. Put on speaker, Thomas said come to his house now, discuss Monday's will reading. Said complications needed family address before the lawyer, I played dumb. Asked what complications, Beckett jumped in, on speaker 2, paperwork irregularities. For everyone's benefit, present a united front, he said, panic in their voices. Guys laughing at the funeral sounded like they'd have heart attacks. Said I'd meet at Dad's in an hour, Thomas stammered, his place better. Insisted on Dad's, they agreed reluctantly. Diego and I swept Dad's office. Looking for what freaked them, found it in Dad's copy of The Old Man and the Sea. His favorite book, made me read it 3 times, a small black moleskin notebook. Dad's journal past year, skimmed before Uncle's arrived, holy shit. Last 6 months, a documentary of Uncle's manipulation attempts. Their visits, suggestions to change his will, comments I'm unready for the business. Last coherent entry, before heavy meds, mentioned a safety deposit box at First National. Instructions to ensure I get the key from Moran, doorbell rang, Thomas Beckett. Look 10 years older overnight, Thomas fake smile, Beckett couldn't meet my eyes. Diego stayed in the kitchen, led uncles to the living room, they saw Moran cleaning dishes. Thomas commented on unnecessary staff expenses during transition, I ignored. Sat down, Thomas gave a speech, concerns about Monday's will reading. Said surprising developments could upset family dynamic, last-minute changes. I let them dig deeper, Beckett blurted they worried I'd overreact. Learned Dad left them controlling interest, me a stipend, I asked when Dad made changes. Thomas said 3 weeks ago, Dad perfectly lucid, I asked why concerned if legal. Their look, if I didn't know they lied, confirmed it, backpedaled, wanted to prepare me. Thomas said Dad was disappointed in my choices, didn't trust me with his legacy. Almost lost it, almost showed the journal, told about Kendra, Diego's advice echoed. Don't show cards until you see theirs, nodded, appreciated concern, wait for lawyer. Showed them out, ignored their attempts to keep talking, Diego grinned from the kitchen. Recorded the whole talk, had them admitting worry. I called Morin, asked about the key. Her eyes widened, went upstairs, returned with an envelope key, Dad's note. Walter, in case of emergency trust only yourself, in his handwriting. Diego and I went to the bank, closed for the day, wait until Monday. That night Diego texted, reached Dad's old partner Frank, retired last year. Frank agreed to breakfast tomorrow, has stories about Uncle's business practices. Writing from Dad's kitchen at 2 a.m. can't sleep, house feels different. Not just empty, like it's waiting for Monday, don't know what's in the box. Don't know Frank's stories but feel Dad was ahead of his brothers. Update after Frank, the box, Uncle's 26 calls, just the start of their problems. Final update, sorry for the delay, past week a roller coaster. Typing from Dad's study, my study now feels weird to say. Left off meeting Frank, Dad's partner, breakfast, then bank for the safety deposit box. Running on 2 hours sleep, enough caffeine to kill a horse, no way missing either. Frank chose a downtown diner, squeaky vinyl booths, waitresses call everyone hun. There when I arrived, third coffee, empty creamers scattered, short balding, thick glasses, cardigan. Not a businessman vibe, Dad said appearances are the best disguise. No small talk, slid a manila folder across, pancakes or waffles undecided. Frank kept records of Uncle's shady company moves, decade-long, unethical, not illegal. Overriding Dad's decisions, poaching clients, failed vote to oust Dad 3 years ago, first diagnosis. Real bombshell, Dad knew, documented everything, built an insurance policy. Never trusted brothers, since they tried selling company in the 90s. Dad wanted it in the family, Grandpa sided with him, Thomas Beckett never forgave. Not just inheritance, money, a 30-year grudge, finished breakfast, chose pancakes, needed sugar. Headed to First National, Diego met me, looked put together, I like I'd been dragged by a truck. Box had 3 things, USB drive, sealed envelope for William Chen, attorney, letter to Walter. Opened my letter in the bank's private room, dated 2 months ago, Dad still lucid. Not long, hit like bricks, Walter, if you're reading, Thomas, Beckett did what I suspected. I'm sorry you're grieving, dealing with this, not fair, he wrote. Knew for years they'd take what's not theirs, waiting since Dad chose me, he said. USB has 6 months security footage, cameras when I got sick, not distrusting you, them, he wrote. Envelope for Bill, true will, executed 6 months ago, video testimony, he said. Letter documents coercion concerns, wasn't perfect, too hard, expected much, he wrote. Always believed in you, even if I didn't show it, company yours if you want, he said. If not your choice, not theirs, trust Bill, our attorney 30 years, knows what to do, he wrote. Cried, didn't realize until Diego handed a tissue, clean, I checked. Took everything to Diego's, checked USB, Dad's hidden cameras in bedroom, office, living room. Tiny, unnoticeable unless looking, caught everything, Thomas Beckett with barely conscious Dad. Witness didn't see signing, Thomas moved Dad's hand, Beckett on lookout, 4K timestamped. Dad set a perfect trap, Uncles walked in, Monday felt calm, slept in my old bedroom. Ceiling fan clicked every third rotation, used to drive me crazy, now comforting. Arrived at Bill Chen's office 20 minutes early, brought Diego, Morin, Aurora. Aurora flew in Sunday, told her everything, not big on drama, her family sitcom-like. Held my hand, hold drive, Bill, older Asian man, pressed suit, Grisham novel glasses. Greeted with a knowing look, trusted Dad's judgment, handed him the envelope. He nodded, unsurprised, asked us to wait in the conference room. Thomas Beckett arrived, wives, kids, full family unity show, faltered seeing me with Morin. Thomas commented on non-family at a private reading, Bill shut it down. Bill explained 2 wills, one 6 months ago, one 3 weeks before death. Thomas smirked, Beckett studied nails, Bill said before proceeding, a video Dad recorded. Uncle's face is drained, Bill played it, Dad's sick but alert in that office. Stated date, sound mind, this is my last will, all previous revoked. Making this to confirm my true wishes, address a concern, he said. Thomas Beckett pressured me to favor them, any later will, especially medicated, investigate coercion, he said. Outlined wishes, house, 60% company shares to me, Morin retirement, guest house stay. Kendra scholarship fund for nursing degree, Thomas Beckett 10% shares, monetary inheritance. Clause, contesting will donates inheritance to charity, room silent, pin drop quiet. Bill said given video footage of new will signing, he'd proceed with original. Thomas exploded, yelled, "It's a setup, Dad, not right 6 months ago, I manipulated." Beckett, smarter head and hands, knew they were screwed. Bill let Thomas rant. Said he'd present evidence to court if contested, reminded of consequences. They took 10% shares, left, tails between legs. Thomas hissed, "This isn't over." Said, "I destroyed family, rich from the guy laughing by Dad's casket about stealing. Been a week, settling into Dad's house, my house, called a plumber, toilet runs. Spent too long on Dad's weird filing system, company stuff takes longer. Met board members, some uncle's allies not thrilled, most give me a chance. Morin stays, cleaned guest house, she's moving in, found her crying in Dad's closet. Sorting clothes for donation, sat on floor, looked at company picnic, holiday photos. Sides of Dad I rarely saw." Thomas. Beckett, radio silent. "Wives called Aurora, smoothing over. Code for getting info on my plans, still figuring that out. Part wants to clean house, remove uncle's loyalists, not Dad's way, tough but fair. Understood business is business, family complicated, sat at Dad's desk, his chair. Imagined his advice, realized I was doing his thing, thinking every angle before moving. Maybe more like him than I thought, not a happy ending everyone hoped. Uncle's around, minor shareholders, company has issues, house needs a roof, garage door busted. Have Dad's journal, letters, advice echoing, truth of what he wanted, victory worth having. Thanks for the ride, Reddit, comments helped more than you know. Might update if anything crazy, for now, company to learn, toilet to fix."